Guys, what's going on? It's a Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, we do have movement in the crypto landscape. As you can see here by the crypto bubbles, we're lighting up green, so it's a very good day for HBAR, Velo, ADA, XGN, XRP, XDC, VRA, Sol, XLM, Gala, also in the green. So we're doing really well, guys, for the daily. Now, I was only yesterday that I posted that video. Altcoin season is here. And I got somebody commenting in the comment section saying, with all due respect, I don't think altcoin season has arrived yet. I'm telling you guys now, altcoin season is here. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why altcoin season has arrived. So strap yourselves in. Now, we're going to start off with one of the biggest gainers on the day in the watch list. Obviously, XCN is top. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. We're going to have a look at XCN very shortly. But before we do so, we do have Ethereum, which has broken through this area of resistance. Yeah, so this has been forming. You could argue you could bring it back slightly further, but I don't think it fits very well. So I'm going to go with the beginning of February. Okay, so we got February, March, and you know what? We're 3 weeks into sort of April. Okay, so we're going to say approximately 10, 11 weeks. This has been in a sort of slow bleed. And as you know, we're all waiting for Ethereum to take off to sort of trigger altcoin season. And I said it was here, guys. And look at this. Within 24 hours, Ethereum is breaking out of that resistance now. So it looks as if Ethereum now has broken the camel's back. And you know what? Ethereum will begin to run up to all-time highs, guys. So this is going to be absolutely epic. If we just scroll out onto the charts here, you can see here where this sort of yellow line come in. And this was actually retesting the sort of cycle before the previous one. So this was the previous cycle here. And then the cycle before. So that was the peak. So ultimately, we've had like a double top, if you will. And then that's why we've rolled over. And we've actually found support there at that 2017-18 cycle top. So now we've retested this section successfully. I do believe Ethereum is going to be on its bite now. And we will be looking at targeting some sort of huge numbers. Okay, so that for me, straight away, comes into play. This sort of trend line here. Again, we're just joining the dots. Very simple, TA. This is all we're bothered about is supply and demand zone. There's no need to complicate things with stochastics, RSIs, MACDs, moving averages. You know, they're pretty as an extra layer to add onto your sort of technical analysis for like a further layer of confirmation. Yeah, but ultimately, I do believe, depending on where you believe the cycle is going to top out, Ethereum at this point, if we're looking at sort of Q4 before sort of Ethereum and the rest of the crypto market sort of tops out, we're looking at anywhere between sort of 15 and 20k in my view. So from current price action here, yeah, if we just click on there, Ethereum, if we were run up to sort of October, November time, you're looking at about 11,000, not 11,000, 100. Yeah, 1,100%. So that'll be 1,100%, which is approximately a 12x, which would put you around that sort of 20k figure. Okay, so not a bad return for Ethereum if you are into large caps. Okay, obviously we know there's more money to be made over in altcoins as well. XGen is moving, guys. Hey, it's time, baby. We know we've got the targets in previous videos, guys. So this is what it's all about. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it costs nothing and we want to enjoy this. You've been watching this channel, me, you, others, especially the people in the Discord as well. They're all involved in the crypto Discord. The big subscribers, yeah, the real G's. So they're all in there and we've suffered the pain. So why not enjoy the euphoria together, guys? So yeah, do your thing, guys. But let's have a look. This is on the weekly time frame. Let's go over to the daily. This has been confirmed. This has been confirmed now, guys, with this current daily candle. We're going to go into the 4 hour. We're going to keep working our way down. This is the bull pennant, and the bull pennant has been confirmed because you can see how the price has respected the TA. And this was unfortunate when we was actually down here in this slow bleed because we made tons of bull pennants and they failed. But you know what? We've actually broken the camel's back very early on. So this is great news now. XGen is running up and I would expect in no time for XGen to sort of get up to these 4 hour closes up here around sort of 2 cent 6. And then we are going to melt through that as well. We have looked at, again, in other sort of crypto videos that I've done in the past, we have looked, if I just come back out onto the daily for you guys, We are looking at an Elliott wave in my view. This is just my view. So we was looking at the 1, the 2, and then the 3, which was going up to 30 cents. Yeah, before we see a retracement, and then we'll be looking at printing the 5th wave. Again, the 5th wave and the 4th wave are for illustration purposes, and I will visit those in future videos, which is why you need to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you guys want to keep up to date with this particular exchange trade. So this is it now. And again, we're looking at printing an Elliott wave inside of this 3rd wave, this sort of macro 3rd wave, in my opinion. So we are going to get a nice run up here. So this is the 1, we've got the 2, the 3 is going to run up, the 4 is going to come back down, and then you're going to get the 5th wave, to mark out that sort of... This is what's playing out now, guys. So, you know what? We could be looking at taking profits around sort of... I think it was around 5.5 cents to 6 cents, the top of this sort of macro 3rd wave. So, just like I say, keep if you're subscribed, you're going to be kept up to date by myself anyway. So I believe there's going to be a sort of... I think it's going to be about 5.5 to 6 cents. So this could be the sort of 3rd wave up here. Something along these lines. Anyway, we'll keep up to date. We'll go into more detail with that sort of micro Elliott wave theory. But ultimately, you know, if you are hodling the bag, like say I hodl like 80% of my bag, and I will be doing till about the 3rd wave. And at that point, I'm going to highlight and emphasize the word may, because I may unstake that 80% sort of long-term bag, if you will, in order to sort of capture the bottom of wave 4 before we do get that sort of blow off top with wave 5. Then ultimately you would then be looking at a sort of ABC correction, ABC down here. Again, illustration purposes, you get the gist. So ultimately we're looking really good. XCN biggest gainer, nearly 10%. Let's take a look at Velo. Someone in the Discord asked me to have a quick look at Gala as well, because obviously they've got the narrative going on with the White House at the moment. So we'll take a look at that shortly. But this is Velo. Again, if I just scroll out for you guys, give you guys a bigger picture. We got, again, the 2 trend lines. This is what I mean. You don't need anything more. These trend lines marking the tops. Yeah, 1 peak, 2 peak, 3 peak, highly respected. You know you're going to get a big move when you run into these sort of trend lines. Yeah, the thing is, as a TA analyst, it's very difficult to decipher whether it's going to break to the upside or to the downside. We can only give statistical probabilities. It's similar to XCN with a bull pennant, 65% chance of breaking up. We broke up, yeah? You just got to put the odds in your favour. And again, it's a little bit like a casino. As long as you've got a small edge, you've got to take those trades. And right now, Velo has been bouncing off this sort of blue trend line. And I would expect Velo to get back up to this red trend line very, very quickly. And that's a 220% move. Again, we may run into a little bit of resistance. Again, we may sort of trade sideways, maybe some further consolidation, maybe into the sort of Fed meeting around the 7th. Then on the 7th of May, we could explode and break through the red trend line, and then we're on like Donkey Kong to visit this sort of order block, which has been highlighted in purple for you guys. Okay, let's have a look at VRA. So this is a rotational coin for me, although I do hold a large portion of VRA already. So like XN, if I get up to that top of that sort of 3rd wave, I may even look at rotating into VRA, depending on where it was trading at the time when I do take profits on XN. So again, we're looking at breaking the camel's back, VRA lagging behind a little bit. So again, we're just running up the rest of the coins. So it's working like clockworks to a certain extent. But we're looking at breaking this yellow resistance line around this sort of 0.01456, around that sort of figure. So we're not far away from breaking the camel's back for Verasity. And then we'll be looking at getting up to these sort of peaks. Yeah, so let's just highlight the peaks. I've got 1 peak here. Got another one here, and then there's a noticeable one up there. So that will be around sort of December high. So that was like the high post-US elections. So certainly, you know the score. We'll be looking at taking out that. So that's approximately, rounded up, 500% move. Again, if we get up to this sort of 2nd peak up here, that's around 665% move. So that's massive. And then we'll be looking at almost like a 10, 11x. Get up to this peak. Yeah, again, consolidation, guys. So it's not as if I can give you like something along these. So if I just again simplify it, looking at getting up to this sort of purple order block, maybe looking at consolidation phase for maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a month or 2, and then we break to the upside and then start taking all-time highs out. Yeah, so massive run up now for Verasity, massive opportunity now. So if you've got less than $5,000, pounds, whatever it is you're trading in terms of your country's currency, then I would certainly be looking at getting a bag of these sort of smaller coins like Velo, like Verasity. Yeah, all-time high up there is still a sort of 62, 63x in my opinion. So absolutely huge potential, massive. Swift up next. Swift strongly correlated. You know the score. So the only thing with SwftCoin, there's not a lot of data here. This is a KuCoin exchange, as you can see. There's not a lot of data with Swift, so it is breaking out, which is great news. But I've got a bit of Swift now, so I'll probably just be running this up like XCM. But ultimately, I'll probably be looking at taking profits on Swift just because there's not a lot of data. Yeah, I'm going to run it up. Now, but I'll certainly be looking at rotating out of Swift. That's just my sort of thoughts. Again, probably good rotational coins, Gala, Velo, and VRA. Yeah, so yeah, it's looking good. We're broken out to the upside, so really good on the daily. Again, strongly correlated with XCN. But the thing is, XCN is backed by Chain.com, which is ultimately have the liquidity providers like Citigroup. They are basically the market makers in the whole of the crypto industry. Yeah, your big six banks. Yeah, like your JP Morgans, your State Streets, etc., etc. If one of them six banks are involved in your cryptocurrency or the ecosystem in sort of XCN's case, you're onto a winner. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just a case of hodling the bag. Let's have a look. XRP doing really well. XRP, and I told everyone it was only the other day I shared that that chart, like I say, with Digital Perspective showing the chart. I noticed this was grinding what was resistance, now support, and I said we're leaving the station now. This diamond top for XRP has been eroded away, and you know what? It's created a sort of falling wedge, and XRP's away now. So I do expect XRP again. All these cryptos are going to get up to these sort of December, January highs, whatever sort of post-US election highs we've made. I expect these to be met before the 7th of May when we do see the next Fed meeting, okay? And then it's likely, even if we don't get a rate cut on the 7th of May, it's likely they're going to break up even further at that point. So for me, again, it's just a hodl if you are in XRP, but XRP is only looking at running up 56%. So this is the thing, guys. There's no hate at all with XRP. I do love XRP, but in terms of return on investment, you're looking at 56%, yeah? I've been showing you guys the sort of price targets for other sort of cryptos. For example, like even XCN now, which is already moving, even if we get up there, that's looking around 62%. So the sort of returns are now diminishing with a lot of these cryptos, and it's very difficult to find sort of gems. VRA is probably the best one that stands out for me, but we're still waiting a couple of days, probably be next week before rotating to VRA when we break this sort of section. But VRA, if we just compare XCN, XRP to Verasity, for example, because we know they need about 60% run up to the post-US election highs. Okay. Now, if VRA is to do that, I've already shown you guys, we're looking at a 500%. So what would you rather have, a 500% return on your investment, or would you rather chase those like 60% gains? So this is why I'm probably going to be looking at rotating in the next week or two. Again, I'll be keeping tabs on this, and I'll be updating my Discord members as well over here. Okay, if you guys want to join the Discord, the link is down below in the description. All the crypto metrics, AI integration. Got the chat as well with all the guys in there as well. Obviously, batting and throwing ideas around, looking at different charts, etc., just to see if there's any better return on investment, so we can increase our generational wealth ultimately. But yeah, those are the crypto charts anyway. I hope you enjoyed the channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, do what you got to do as always. Until next time, the block bullet is over and out.